Don't be afraid. You have nothing to fear but your own heart, which could stop beating at any moment, like right now. Welcome to my humble abode, my shadow theater. A chamber of horrors where your very worst nightmares become reality. There's no escaping Shadow Theater. Oh, hi. It's me, Robert Englund. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, a gift from Leatherface. I can't wait to see what he got me for my birthday. Yeah! A chainsaw! With blood on it. Today we're going to take a look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. And then we'll meet the very talented Coen brothers, Ethan and Joel, who produced and directed the film noir cult classic Blood Simple. Happens to be one of my favorite films. Just what I wanted. We'll be right back. This one's for my pal, Jason. I wonder what it is. A hockey mask! Wow! Killer goalies from hell. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre started a revolution in low-budget horror movies. Produced for under $150,000, it made over $25 million, inspiring many other filmmakers to copy the graphically realistic violence and horror that the Chainsaw movies portrayed. As a matter of fact, the Chainsaw movie was so violent, it was originally given an X rating. Here's a Shadow Theater look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by my pal, Toby Hooper.
You're my fave. Me and Bubba, my little brother, we listen to you every night. Music is my life. You know, you're my fave, but I get too embarrassed to phone in my request. It's too disembodied, you know. But now that we're here in flesh and blood, I could maybe make a request and it'd still count, huh? Hurry up, Leatherface! Rain, 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 rain. Music is my life.
Leatherface, the power saw-wielding anti-hero of the landmark Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, continued his bloody exploits in Texas Chainsaw 2. Again, we saw the trademark chase scenes and woman in jeopardy segments that were so gripping in the first movie. Now in production at New Hall Ranch in Valencia, California, is the latest installment in the Leatherface saga. Director Jeff Burr is overseeing the deliberate mayhem that will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Well, I don't know. I it's my third one, and I don't know. We spend a lot of time bloody.
Okay, there's the chainsaw, of course, and then there's being nailed to a chair, stabbed, strangled, dragged, drowned, punched, those kind of things.
I think I can do without watching this.
Go this way a little before you get in there. right, here we go. Right away. Come on, guys. Cameras up.
I flipped a car off of a cliff. We've had numerous fights. We had a guy on fire. We've had a couple other car crashes and a big fight in a pit full of bodies.
This film, I'm treated like an animal, so the average American gets to see what it's like to be stalked and actually treated like, you know, cattle. It's literally what we're treated like in this film, so I think it has a nice message to it, if you'd like to take it that way. If you're looking for a message, that's definitely it.
I don't think I ever imagined ever doing a horror film. I never imagined it, in fact, because I'm not a horror fan. I was a dancer for a while, and then I studied mime with Marcel Marceau in Paris. We have fake rocks and things that have to look heavy and that kind of thing. So I think that helped me a lot. The being dragged around and pushed down and knowing how to fall really helped me a lot, because I didn't want them to use a stunt woman too much, because it's not the same thing. And knowing how to fall enabled me to do a lot of my stunts and stuff.
This sequel to the original cult classic is designed to hit with the same visceral impact. For the actors, it is a wrenching experience to create the malicious bloodletting that is vintage Texas Chainsaw. The parts are physically demanding, and much of the filming is done at night. The actors and crew form bonds, much like a family, during the demanding film schedule. Their collective efforts are with one goal in mind: to depict the gruesome exploits of a demented family, the Chainsaw family.
Horror films are, to me, one of the best genres, because you can really do anything you want without fear of reprisal. And studios will be going, well, it's a horror film, yeah, I guess it's okay, you know, because very few people really understand the genre and respect the genre. And so it's kind of like a renegade filmmaking.
The ugly visage of the hideous and powerful Leatherface takes painstaking work by the makeup department. The term Leatherface is appropriate for this killer who enjoys sporting the skin of his victims and hiding behind the mask of a corpse's hide.
The thing I learned from studying the weaponry was that in the ancient times, the warriors were one with their weapons, and so I've become one with my chainsaw. You know, I mean, I'm a perfectly normal guy, sort of, off camera, but, you know, once you get in front of the camera, you just, it's acting.
Basically what we're doing, Leatherface wears a mask that he's constructed of body parts or people's faces from people that he's killed. And the mouth area and the eye area is left open, so because he's been skinned. So basically what we're simulating is skin that's been, obviously the eye area, the eyeball would fall out. If it didn't have eyelids in the lip, the mouth would not be there if it wasn't for the lip area. He was not skinned there. So what we do is we duplicate around the mouth, eye, and the eye area all the skin that's been peeled and dead. It's pretty much deteriorated.
The challenge for the filmmakers in shooting Texas Chainsaw 3 is to match the realism of the original. The gripping vision of the first film made its title synonymous with horror. Any discussion of the horror film genre would be incomplete without Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In the sequels, an attempt is made to build on the Leatherface mythos, a fictional murderer who has become a firmly entrenched figure in terror cinema. Leatherface is nasty in spirit, looks, and demeanor. Nonetheless, this character has proven to be a major star, with audiences displaying a morbid fascination for him. The Texas Chainsaw films do not rely on extensive special effects for their particular appeal. It is the chilling actions of twisted human minds that give urgency and realism to these productions.
You want more smoke out of the thing? He's got the thing right in his hand. Okay. Slightly when you do it. There you go. Thank you. That looks lovely. Ready?
Lunching, one half hour, please. That's lunch, one half hour.
I'm going to open more presents right after these commercial messages, so don't forget to come back, or you might miss all the fun. Plus, we're going to meet Joel and Ethan Coen, the makers of Blood Simple and Raising Arizona. Come on back. Oh, hi. Look what my Uncle Vincent Price gave me. Thumb screws, my favorite. See, you put them on someone's thumbnail, and you tighten them until the person screams. What a trip. Now, here's a shadow theater visit with producer Ethan Coen and his brother and collaborator, director Joel Coen, with scenes from their great film noir feature, Blood Simple.
How much murder and mayhem can the human mind take before one is driven blood simple? Blood Simple was written by two brothers, producer Ethan Coen and director Joel Coen. Their production met with plaudits as part art film, splatter film, murder film, and dark comedy film. The premise of this fine example of film noir is a murder, but a murder that takes plenty of turns for the bloody worst.
Let's do it out in nature.
When we sat down to write the story, I think that the actual story was an attempt to write that kind of story that you see in those old novels.